Well, I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that? Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Thank you for tuning in to The Way We See It right here on the FFN network. I am joined by my co-host, the one and only Mr. B. What's going on, pal? How's
How we
things?
doing? Glad to see you. What a nice night we've got over here in Epping, New Hampshire, home of three of New Hampshire's governors. What a nice we got. It's nice. It's cool, and the air has dried out.
I'm,
Winnie
t-
Whitney, all the way from upstate.
I'm
From
telling you, I'm
Maine. How you
telling you
doing,
right
sweetheart?
now, B. Thanks for watching, Winnie. Um, I mean, this is fall weather already. I mean, you're not seeing any trees turning. I can tell you that
Oh
right
yes,
now.
we
But
are. I've
you
already
are?
seen some leaves turning
Oh,
on
you're gonna
the
have
trees.
to take some pictures of that.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna have
It's
to
not
take
much,
some
but it's
pictures
there.
of
It's
that.
discernible, and I'm starting to quake in my boots over it. You know,
Right, right. Yeah, but
it's kind of
I love it. I love it.
yeah.
I absolutely love it, B.
It makes
You
me
know,
feel the same way. Years ago, someone asked my father how many kids he has. He said, I've got three, one of each. And then he'd point to me and he'd shake his hand and shrug.
ah, that wasn't cool, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks for tuning in again to the way we see it right here on the FFN network. We're going to discuss some things that are going on the DNC. Tonight is number 2, and Mr. Barack, what?
Barack the Wonder Schmuck.
Brock the Wonder Schmuck. I actually thought he was a good president for a little while until, you know,
Really? Come on. You also think the world was flat too, right?
well,
Yeah.
it wasn't so much as, him to per se, more than the Democratic, the Democrats in general, man. It's like, I don't know, just they make me nuts. But so I'd like to thank everybody who tuned into the show tonight. We're gonna go over our first segment is the ship, the yacht, 120 footer or something to that nature, right? B.
It's not even nearly a drop, one droplet in the ocean compared to the finger of God that picked this thing up and shoved it under the water. For God's sake. Apparently, they're saying a water spout took and did them in truly. And unfortunately, there are still 6 people that are missing and now feared dead. The Italian government has officially said that they're not trying to rescue anyone. They're trying to see if they can recover
Yeah,
any bodies.
this is a recovery mission right now, B.
And it
You know,
is sad. It is sad that it makes no difference if they were the most indigent peasants or the richest people in the world. These are human beings. It comes down to human
yes,
life, and it is
yes, of
tragic
course. But they were
that 6
also
may
on a
be dead.
140-foot yacht or something like that too. So they all had some coin in their pocket to be on that
Well,
ship.
yeah, yeah, yes, they did. Yes, they did. Apparently, the principals are that are they're searching for were
Yeah, I'm gonna get to
very
that.
high up in financial companies
Right.
and large corporations
Yeah.
that were worth hundreds of billions of dollars.
So oh, shoot. The search continues for missing boaters in Italy. 2 dozen 2 dozen people on board. One is already confirmed dead. 6 still missing. Uh, Out of the 6 that are missing, 2 are Americans, and one is a British tech mogul.
Yeah,
They called him like Italy's Bill Gates,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So he's missing.
One was an 18-year-old woman, the daughter of one of the principals.
Right, right,
How
and
it's
still,
embarrassing, sir.
15 people were rescued by a fishing boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They can't. They believe that there's still people that are in the hull. Okay,
right.
but they can't get to it because it's It's got debris in front of it, so they can't get.
Okay.
So they say there's a pretty good chance, that they'll find some more of the remains down there. But the thing here is they're saying now that it is what was it, like a water spout? You say
Yeah,
water
it was.
spout? It's a
They said it was
hurricane
a water spout, which is like a
tornado
tornado on the
water.
ocean.
Yeah, tornado on water, exactly. So Mike Lynch, 59-year-old software millionaire, is one of the few examples of a UK entrepreneur who created a global technology company. In June, he was cleared of 15 counts of fraud. Now, we're kind of here's where the conspiracies floating around there, B. Anyways, fates over. Let's see. In June, he was cleared of 15 counts of fraud. He had faced in the U.S. over 11 billion BN
Yeah.
purchase of his company. By the Silicon Valley multinational Hewitt Packard in 2011. So Hewitt Packard bought his company for $11.1 billion. Lynch was, I don't care what he was raised by after launching a few. He's the big tech guy,
Yeah.
Mike Lynch, that is missing. Also, Hannah Lynch. Any relations, B?
And the daughter, I believe she's 18
Really?
years old. Yeah. Yeah.
Really? My
And
God.
they had gone out there specifically. I guess they were celebrating her 18th birthday.
Okay. So this was a party for her.
Well,
The 18-year-old, one of Lynch's two daughters, was celebrating her a level result last week after reporting. That's what it says. Her daughter was
I'm sorry.
celebrating.
All right, it wasn't birthday. She was celebrating. She attends Oxford University, and she had a very high average
Yeah,
grade.
securing a place to read English at Oxford University. Right. It says read. It don't say teach. Let's see.
No, read. Yeah, 18 years old.
Yeah.
Securing a place to read. I think.
Mhm,
I have
mhm.
a personal friend who has an honorary doctorate from Oxford University.
Yeah.
It's a very astute institution. It truly is.
Yeah, they're all about legacy and stuff in
Right?
Oxford and stuff like
But the
that. Yeah.
prestige that comes with Oxford is different than that you would get from Harvard. From Harvard, you get people. It's all a big money thing, whatever else. Oxford University. This is the brainiac of brainiacs, if you will. Attend
Right.
And what a sad you want.
Yeah.
What
I
a
just
sad
fixed
thing.
it. It's my
What a
headphone.
sad, tragic thing to happen.
Oh yeah, definitely, without a doubt. The other victim missing, Jonathan Bloomer. Bloomer, 70, was a non-executive director at Lynch's company. Okay, Auto Money.
Yes.
Where he served as chair of the audit committee. All right, so these people are going to be either worked for his company or didn't. Judy Bloomer must be his wife.
The wife.
Bloomer, 71, is registered as a former director of the property developer Change Real Estate. Okay. And Chris Morvillo. Villo was 59 years old, is a partner at the Magic Circle law firm Clifford Chance, and was one of the key lawyers who helped Lynch fight his criminal trial in the U.S. Let's see here. And the last one is Anita, Neda. Marvilli. Must be his wife. God damn it, man. She was 57. Was among those missing in a statement. Its spokesperson said, "We are in shock and deeply saddened by Anita Movello's tragic incident. Our thoughts are with our partner, Christopher Marvelli and his wife, Nita, who are among the missing. So, yeah, B. That's the dealio with that, my friend.
Truly a
So,
tremendous loss.
yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
I
Let's
can't
see.
imagine what the poor people that survived this, the trauma they're going to have to live with. I can't imagine what they're going through right
Right. I agree with you, buddy. I agree with you. I mean, it's just crazy, right? Just think about it. Like, you're out there and you're just having a great time and you're celebrating what you're celebrating, right? And then all of a sudden, what? I mean, a tornado appears in the middle of the ocean, you know what I mean?
now. Yeah.
And just wipes you out.
I think there's much more to it than that. I don't think anything just appeared and poof, it happened like that. They had to have seen this coming. They had to have seen this water spout that was formed and doing whatever it was doing and heading toward them. The amount of terror they must have lived through leading up to.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, but you're like, oh my God, look, there's a tornado, in the water. What do we do?
And when you're out
turn
in the
left,
ocean
turn right,
somewhere,
do something, right?
you can't go for a storm cellar. There's no storm cellar. There's no place you can go that you can hide. You're in the water. You are up with a capital F.
Right. I agree with you wholeheartedly, buddy.
Unbelievable.
I agree with you.
What a truly terrible thing to happen.
So we got a little bit of something from Candace Owens.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we got a little something from her. We're gonna drop it.
She
right
sent you candy or flowers or?
No, I mean, she was she was polite, man, I guess.
Yeah.
But she's talking about mass psychosis.
Oh yeah.
Just the real too, mass psychosis, man. Let's listen to Tua. God, I hate these reels, man. But anyways, here we go.
Dare she question the moon landing? And I was like, that's.
I'm going to do this so it could start right from the beginning.
Dare she question the moon landing? And I was like, that's weird. And then last year I went on Bill Maher. I actually had a great time on his show. But when I first began speaking with him on his podcast, he instantly went in on this moon landing tweet as if this was some philosophy that I had carried with me to college campuses and talked about on my podcast. I'd never done that. But he needed me to assert on his show that the moon landing was real and that it was not a hoax. Take a listen to a brief clip from that conversation.
The idea that you could think that this was some sort of hoax, I'm sorry, but it colors everything else.
I'm just saying that, like, I'm just not, like, I feel like you're just trying to find this one. Like, I've never talked about this on my show. You're literally talking about one funny tweet
It's
thread.
relevant.
It's really not that relevant.
That you won't say,
no,
absolutely people walked on the moon. It's relevant.
Look at that. It's relevant. It's relevant. I need you right now. You have a platform to assert that the moon landing took place, or else nothing else that you say is relevant. That's a bit odd to me. I didn't take the bait on it. I mean, I wasn't alive in 1969. And like I said, it's just not of import. So why was this something that him and his producers felt that they had to front load, that they needed me to assert this to my audience about the moon landing? You would think that that would just not be a priority for them. Well, guess what? Then, after having that conversation, I read that book, Chaos, that I keep telling you every single human being needs to.
I agree with her. Matter of fact, I already ordered it. Everybody needs to read this book. Okay?
Is it like Charles Manson?
It's called Chaos. Charles Manson, the CIA, and the secret history of the 60s. Tom O'Neill with Dan Piper-Inning or something like that. Anyways, yeah, I already ordered it, but let's listen to Cameron talk about it.
read. And of course, Chaos is about the Manson murders. It is about the CIA. You will read it with your jaw on the floor. You will also be terrified as you're reading it, because if you do not believe that your government has a capacity for evil, and if you do not believe that your government has a capacity to lie on a really large scale, that book will knock some sense into you. And the Manson murders happened in 1969. What you garner from that book, among very many other things, is the fact that the government was interested in mass psychosis. What can we do? Can we create an event that will then create a mass psychosis among the population that will basically, really, ultimately get citizens to comply, to simply comply? And with the Manson murders, you had this horrific murder that happened in Hollywood to this beautiful actress, allegedly. And now we know the CIA was involved in every step of the way, even involved in the trial, even involved in the convictions. Charles Manson was a Fed. He was an asset. And the purpose, it seems, was simply to get people to stop living the hippie dream. And it worked. The hippie days ended virtually overnight. And of course, they...
Well, that's what she said, B.
Okay, go ahead. Roll it on. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to get your little laugh out of the way. All right, moving on.
Sorry about that.
Realized that the media, they needed to have the media following every aspect of the trial. They needed to have the people almost performative that were in Charles Manson's family. They needed all of that. The media could get people to react as you're reading your newspaper about the horrors of this murder. What are you going to do? You're going to go buy a lock. You're not going to become a hippie. That's for sure. You're not going to be protesting against war. That's for sure. You're going to get real serious because they just used the media to mass terrorize you into compliance. And so after I read this book and learned what the CIA was up to, after I learned about drugging people with LSD, after I learned about how they utilized troops and how they experimented on troops, and I learned about MK Ultra, I can now tell you I am at a 0% belief in the moon landings in 1969. If you think that I'm going to believe that they were up to all of this in 1969 regarding the Manson murders and the CIA and experimenting with mass psychosis, but at the same time they were totally legit about the moon landings, no way. How dare she question the moon landing? And I was like, that's weird. And then last year,
there we go. Okay.
So
B, you got a good cackle, you know, out of
Charles
it.
Manson, a CIA operative. Okay, woo. What next? the good humor man is actually was actually Roy Disney.
Yeah, but you do know that MK Ultra is real, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You don't believe MK Ultra is real?
I know what I know in my mind what I believe and so forth. And Charles Manson being a CIA operative ain't one of them.
Right. Well, I don't think he's one of them either, but you don't know. You never know, B. You know what I mean? You just don't know, buddy. Wouldn't you say?
Manson was a paranoid schizophrenic freak.
Yeah.
And the people and the people and a sociopath, and the people that followed him were all idiot drug addicts who were looking for someone to cling to because mommy and daddy, if they even knew who they were, didn't nurture them.
Right.
Hence the case of Lynette Squeaky Fromm.
Right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, we'll be back. Stick around for more The Way We See It. And instead of going to break B, you and I got things to do. That's why we run breaks, to make sure everything's in order, everything's going smooth. Right now, we're going to go on break, and we're going to let you watch about a few minutes of the DNC, which is live right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Put 10 on Uncle Horace's nephew for me, okay?
Yeah, gotcha, buddy. It's a done deal.
Yeah. To show, not to win.
Yeah. All right. Remember, your mic's going to be live, B. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back in about 4 minutes or so. Check out the DNC live on FFN Network.
To create over 2,000 jobs and move our transit system into the future.
We are investing over $50 million to take vacant buildings just like this one, to turn them into shovel-ready job sites in the heart of our city.
All right, B, we're on
We were
break.
able to use American Rescue Plan funding for safe, affordable housing for our neighbors.
When a dilapidated apartment complex was condemned, we were able to swiftly relocate these tenants.
In Tucson, we have planted or distributed over 100,000 drought-tolerant trees to combat extreme heat.
In the great city of Baltimore, Maryland, we're opening brand new rec centers that are closing with our city, and many, many, many more investments thanks to President Biden and Vice President Harris.
All right, everybody, what a way to start. But you ain't seen nothing yet. We got a great night planned, and it all starts off, all of you get to participate in this, in the roll call. It starts off with something unlike anything you've ever seen. So look, stick around. We're gonna be right back at you.
Showtime, guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know, they don't know. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Wearing Cuban links, designer mix, Inglewood's finest shoes. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to get the red, the red, the blue. Woo! I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Don't be mad, fix your face, think my fault, they all be trying to keep up. Players only. Put your pinky, put your finger. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. It's all so bad. Sick your face for the hustlers, gangsters, and your little friends. Can I preach? Can I preach? I gotta show them how a pimp get it in first. Do your dip, spend your money like money ain't. Woo, woo. Gotta blame it on Jesus. Hashtag cash are ready for me. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Don't be mad, fix your face, say my mother, y'all be trying to keep up. Players only, come on, put your pinky, put your finger.
Thank you.
Everywhere I go, they be like. Everywhere I go, they be like. Everywhere I go, they be like. Don't fight the feeling, invite the feeling. Just put your pinky, finger to the. What's that sound? Come on now. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. It's all so bad. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. It's all so bad.
How nice it is that they can afford to spend all kinds of money to do these crazy things. But we can't afford it. We have to either figure out whether we can buy eggs or milk. Isn't that nice? All the money that they're spending on this. Yeah, I know. Enough already. I'm gonna have to wait until Blazeman gets back in here. But well, we've got another or nothing. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and says enough or nothing. Yeah, we're watching all of this going on here, all of the money that they're spending on this thing. And how about all the homeless veterans? Oh no, can't do anything about that. Can't spend any money to help those people out because we're busy spending money on housing illegal aliens, people who've come here who never.
Okay, I'd love to say welcome back, but. But you're still talking away over there.
Well, yeah, I mean, what the heck? We were watching and hopping and a bopping and having a hoogity and bookity music they're playing, and this big party they're having, spending all of that money rather than taking the money that they're spending on that and doing something to help homeless veterans, help Americans, help the elderly. No, can't bother to do it. Help the handicapped. No, we got to have a party instead.
Wow. Well. That's what it is, right? It's a convention. It's
horse shit. All
they
got to
do all of that.
Say, okay.
How come I didn't hear you utter any of that when it was the Democratic convention, though, B?
It is that was the Democratic.
I mean the Republic. You know what I mean?
Because we weren't on the air when it was being shown.
I think we was, B.
We weren't showing it, were we?
I don't think so, B.
No, there you go.
I don't think so, buddy. All right, so they're gonna have Barack B.
Barack, the wonder schmuck,
and his wife Michael. I mean,
whatever you want to call
her. Barack scares me when he talks, man.
Barack scares me when he breathes.
Well, look, he's a good speaker. He always has been. He's such a good speaker that he gets control of whatever audience that he's speaking to.
There's one small little quirky problem with that, though.
What?
He's usually speaking from somebody else's speech.
Oh, I never remember him being plagiarized.
There were a plethora of times when he came out and it was obvious that he had plagiarized somebody else's words. A number of times it come out, and he got called out on him, and he just shrugged his shoulders off and hey, it's this, it's that, it's my speechwriters, it's this, it's that, whatever it is.
You gotta come up with something before end of the show that shows that he plagiarized. So I don't ever remember hearing that he plagiarized anything.
All right. We'll come up with something.
I'm just saying. I know you hate when I play devil's advocate, especially with Barack the Wonder Schmuck, as you call him.
Between Barack the Wonder Schmuck and the devil looks like a glass of custard pudding, for Christ's sake. You could sell ice to Eskimos and lie to us all. Absolutely. Thank you, Ann. Barack
See, even Ann knows. Okay, he could sell ice cream to an Eskimo and lies to us all. Look.
Well, is it there's a famous old actor now? I believe his name was Clint Eastwood. That came out and said, when the hell are people going to wake up and realize that the Barack Obama administration is the biggest fraud perpetrated against the American people that has ever happened?
In what regards to, B? I mean, those are strong accusations, don't you think?
Pick up the phone, call him. Call Clint Eastwood, ask him. He'll tell you.
Right, and you agree with his statement?
Absolutely. Man should never have been crowned president.
And you're talking about the birth certificate, right?
I'm talking about plenty of things, not just the birth certificate.
Well, what other things? There'd
The
be
man
nothing else.
should have been kicked out of his university for plagiarizing. Oh, they couldn't do that.
Oh, I
Oh,
see. I see. He got busted in college for
he got
plagiarizing as well as president.
Absolutely.
Wow. And this is the guy that's speaking tonight at the
Yeah, Barack the
DNC.
one
Huh?
that schmuck. Oh no, you can't say anything against him because why? Because he is
You know-
a protected class. Oh
You
no,
know,
we
we-
can't say anything. We can't say anything against him. Oh, well, he's an underprivileged person who's risen himself up, and look, he's become president. Why? Because the people voted to set a precedent rather than seat a president.
Well, so they did. So how do you explain his second term then?
There are an awful lot of people out there that are just plain suckers who, when they look at something and they know, and you have shown them unequivocally that they were wrong, they won't admit it.
But doesn't that scare you a little bit though, B? Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't that like scare everybody? For the simple fact is that they did what they did with Barack Obama is the same thing that they're doing with Kamala Harris.
Absolutely correct. Bingo! You win the cigar.
Because Barack showed up on a screen like from nowhere.
Yeah.
He just showed up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, he was in the Senate.
Yeah, I know he was in the Senate. He was a junior senator.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and you take a junior senator and make him president. So again, does it scare anyone that they could do the same shit with Kamala Harris?
Could? They are doing it.
Look, listen. This woman, look, when you see these polls, these ridiculous polls, mind you, where she's up, like 52 to Trump, like 48 or whatever in battleground states, right?
It's propaganda. It ain't the truth.
How in the HE double hockey sticks, right? Does this woman become this popular that fast?
The fact of the matter is she doesn't. They're just making her. Lies told often enough and loud enough become truths.
Why isn't everybody bringing that up, though? Why isn't everybody talking about, listen, we know, unfortunately, 80% of the mainstream media is for the Democrats. Okay? Let's just, get that out of the way right now. You know what I mean? There's not too many conservative. I mean, Newsmax, they're actually pretty darn good, right? But some of the people, like they got Geraldo Vera on there. I can't stand a guy, period, no matter what he did. Okay? They got rid of him from Fox, shit to that nature. So he's on it. He's on it. Now they got Como from CNN, got busted lying, helping his brother out with shit that was coming through his office or whatever. He's on Newsmax, right? Here's the kicker, B. You know who he's got as his co-host?
Tell me.
Newt Gingrich.
Really? Isn't that nice?
All right. Can you believe that shit?
Hooray for them.
So what Newsmax trying to do is like cover Democratic stories and, Republican stories at the same time. But
Margaret Thatcher said it best. Standing in the middle of the road is very dangerous. You can get hit by traffic from both directions.
Last night when Kamala came out and she wasn't even supposed to be there, so everybody's, oh my God, people crying in the freaking audience and shit, right. Like they're looking at, like they're watching the Beatles or Elvis.
Yeah, they say exactly. That sounds exactly like they're watching the Beatles. Oh my God!
Yeah, and she comes out and she said absolutely freaking nothing for like a minute and a half or almost 2 minutes. She said nothing.
Surprise, surprise.
And the media is trying to downplay it like no tomorrow because they're like, oh, she got the most like applause than any other, presidential candidate that come out. But
You know what
no,
this is like?
and they applauded Hillary Clinton.
You
All
know
right,
what this is like? You know
listen,
what this is like?
listen,
Go ahead,
stand up ovation, right, for like 6.5 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, B.
Yeah. Evita Peron.
Okay, I don't know what that means, B. And some people might not too.
Evita Peron. They even had that musical Evita. One of
Okay.
Evita Peron all the way down to Argentina.
Okay, B. Don't know.
The people that they did absolutely nothing. There was such incredible corruption and so forth, and the country was in such dire straits. They were in a depression worse than the American Great Depression was.
Okay.
And they had this fellow Juan Perón who was going to run for the country, and his wife. They suddenly, for somehow or another, they started selling her, the wife, how beautiful she was, how gracious she was, and how wonderful, and all the things were going to be happy and smiley and great, and all sorts of carrots and bunny farts all around, whatever it was. It was going to be Evita Peron. And what it all wind up happening for them being there and in power for so long? What did it do for these people? Nothing. But they wound up, of course, enriching themselves and being turning themselves into pretty much the Argentinian king and queen. And even though everybody found out eventually how corrupt and how terrible they were, when she died, it was a state funeral that would have made Lenin freaking jealous.
Right.
And they're doing the same sort of shit with Kamala, the cackle hen.
Well, yeah, they are, and that's why I'm asking you. Doesn't that scare you?
Oh, yes, it scares the ever loving shit out of me.
I'm not trying to like do fear mongering bullshit or whatever, but I'm only speaking from the heart here. In my opinion, the way I see it. You know what I mean? And this woman doesn't have a effing clue on what it's like to be president of the United States. I had this conversation with you, and I forget if it was on your show or this show, about I'm not calling her a stupid woman. Okay? All right? She's not stupid. She's stupid for the job. She doesn't know the job. Remember this conversation, B?
Yes, I remember the conversation. And there was something in corporate America or in the corporate world they say about people being promoted to the level of their incompetency. Where you have someone, they're working, they're doing the right thing, you promote them to something, they do very well in the next job, they're doing fine and so forth, you promote them again to something else, and finally they get promoted to something to a job, they don't know what the hell they're doing, they're incompetent or they're incapable of doing the job properly. So then the company who doesn't want to admit that they did something wrong, they create a position somewhere that, the chief executive pencil counter, put them in a corner in a broom closet somewhere, and they let them stay there working until they retire.
Right. Thank you, B, for explaining that. Thank you. That's exactly what the conversation was about.
This lady couldn't count 20 pencils with her shoes off, for Christ's sake. She's that freaking incompetent.
Well, see, that's where I'm trying to make everyone understand that when I say she's stupid, I say she's stupid at her job. I don't say that she's a stupid woman.
With her shoes off and Michelle Obama's underwear.
I'm sure she can count pencils, man. I'm sure she, I'm not saying she's stupid like that. I'm saying she's stupid at her job. She's not going to be good at this job.
She's stupid.
She wasn't even
it's
good.
It's not just a matter of being stupid. It's wrecking the fucking country, my friend.
Yeah. I agree.
This economic scheme that she's coming up with, increasing corporate taxes to 28%. How in the hell is anybody going to ever be able to get another raise out of their employer? How are the employers going to allowed to stay in business.
I get
to
it,
keep the
B.
people working.
The puppet masters are not going to allow that to happen. The puppet masters are rich too, B. They're not going to allow that to
The
happen.
rest of the things that are going on with what she's doing, the things that are coming out of her mouth make absolutely no sense. They've tried them. They've tried them before. History is repeating itself. And I'm sitting here ripping what little hair I've got left out, so I'm going to have to take my shirt off and rip the hair out of my chest and off my back, for Christ's sake. It is so incredibly fucking stupid.
Wow, somebody flipped a switch on B.
I thought I saw a putty cat. What's up, Doc?
Holy smoke, brother.
Unbelievable. I certainly hope all 14 or 15 platforms have their eyes glued to their screen and they are listening to the freaking words that I'm saying.
Yeah, we're on 13 tonight.
All right, 13. Oh, great number for it. Trust me.
Friday the 13th. I mean, they got nothing going on over here. They're just playing music.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Ain't the delegates supposed to vote tonight too as well, right?
I beats the living hell out of me. I really don't give a fiddler's fart
No,
about this because it makes no sense. It makes no difference because they've already
she had them
her.
all already. It does make a difference because people
They've already appointed her. They've crowned her the presidential candidate.
Right. I understand that, B. I understand that. But I don't think, for her, she got Joe's delegates, right? They just left everything in place for Joe's campaign. All they did was take the man away and positioned her. Yeah. That's all they did. Then they got the balls to ask this guy to come up and do a speech for her. Yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fox had it.
What was
Fox
speech?
had it. Fox had it. Biden pissed, but agrees to do DNC or something like that. That was one of their headlines. And, if they would have succeeded in shooting Trump, he'd still be running for this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what, by the way, was the speech that he delivered? Basically, it was, "Thank you for screwing me in the ass, and by the way, here's a kiss for it too."
Mm. Yeah, they did. They literally pushed him out because he was determined. He was determined. Remember all of those videos? He's like, I'm not stopping. What are you talking about?
I will guarantee you what the catalyst was that made him back off was, if he didn't back out, they were going to take and shit all over Hunter.
Probably. Yeah.
That's exactly because that sounds exactly like a Nancy Pelosi movie.
Because they got. That's what I was saying to my wife. Oh my God, B, you was in my head. I said the same thing to my wife.
I cleaned almost the cobwebs too.
I'm like, babe, they waited until all his medication was in him, and he this is the normal Joe. We got him for like 3 hours, and that's when they approach him in his room, and they throw the envelope down on the table, and Joe looks at it and sees Hunter and a lot of weird fucked up pictures, maybe Joe, maybe Dad might be in those pictures and part of the party. You understand what I'm saying? Or Jill, whatever. They had something on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, look, Joe, we didn't want to have to do this, but here it is. You need to step aside.
Coke in the White House. Oh,
yeah, Coke in the White House, right? Nothing ever came of that either.
Let's all sing along. I like to buy my son some Coke.
Yeah, you find it pretty believable, right?
Yeah.
When how easy it is for the media to just make a story disappear. Right, B?
If you don't report it, then it didn't happen.
Right. It's just like people really need to pay attention to our open and ending theme.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if someone does report it, they are immediately vilified and termed as an unhinged person
Yes.
and blah blah blah, whatever else.
Yes. That's why it's the FFN network, B. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I know we're taking breaks on different times today. It's just because the way things are rolling. So we're going to take another quick break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in about like 4 minutes or so. Stick around for more of The Way We See It with yours truly, Blaze Man, my
Pick up the
co-host.
phone and call in 508-974-42.
Yes, 508-974-4231. Give us a call. Let's chat about it, baby. We'll be right back with more of The Way We See It on the FFN network.
My name is Steven, your public relations officer at FFN Media Network. We believe that every story deserves to be heard. Every voice deserves to be amplified, and every idea deserves to shine. As a small media company, we are committed to creating a platform where content creators, visionaries, and changemakers like you can thrive. You might say to yourself, why do we need FFN Network? Well, let me tell you what we can do for you. 1. Our mission is simple: empower, elevate, and engage. We are not just another media outlet. 2. Our producers will help you build your show, add content, and put you on 15 different platforms. 3. We help you promote your show. Whether it is through captivating articles, thought-provoking videos, or inspiring podcasts, we are here to help you make a difference. What sets us apart? At FFN Media Network, we embrace hard work. Our team of talented producers and creators come from all social classes, ensuring that our content reflects a rich tapestry of experiences, cultures, and viewpoints. Join the FFN team. Join FFN Media Network and be part of a community that celebrates creativity, authenticity, and positive impact. Let us amplify your voice and share your story on FFN Network and with the world. Get to know our founder, Blaise St. Pierre, the new guy in the media industry. So if you have a great idea for a show or a business and want to place an ad on FFN Network, give us a call at 774-704-5145 or email us at ffnnetwork9@gmail.com and join the FFN Network family. Thank you. FFN Network.
Well, I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be a perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new. 'Cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit. 'Cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit. 'Cause I've got spare parts.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our...
Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks for sticking around for more of The Way We See It. The DNC just kicked off. Top left of your screen, if you're just noticing that right now. B, I really got to get in to this. And let's see. I need to bring it up, and I need to find it. Okay. Okay, I got this one right. I'm sorry, B. I apologize.
No problem at all. Whatever you have.
Trying to get things wrapped up here. All right, let's take this down and let's bring this one up here. And look, I really, I don't understand, B, why the mainstream media is not talking about the attempted assassination of former President Donald J. Trump.
Say that again?
Well, B, if I got to be the teacher in the class, could you please put down your phone?
Oh, something came in that was quite important.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Family
Something
oriented.
more important than a live show. Okay. Right. Thanks,
Absolutely.
B.
Yeah.
Anyways, see, now I forgot what I was saying, B, because that's
Something
what you do to me.
about the assassination of
President Trump. Why is the Main Street? Why is it not being reported anymore, B?
Well, because the more that they downplay it, the more they don't talk about it, the less credence it gives to what happened, and
Right.
the less sympathy people will feel for Donald Trump.
Exactly. How do you think this would play out if it was a Democratic president candidate?
Oh, they would be all over up one side and down the other. You would hear the things morning, noon, and night. You'd find mailers in your mailbox. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people would flush their toilet and fresh water came out that had words that came up and said, "This person, they tried to assassinate them. Vote for them." Anything. You open up your refrigerator inside your egg crate where you got a dozen eggs. You open it up, and the eggs have all hatched with a picture of that person that said, "Hey, they almost killed me."
That's a little deep. Anyways, yeah, I just think so no looting in the streets, none of that stuff like that.
Oh! For goodness' sake, but it would be. You and I both know what it would be. Mostly peaceful protests.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
So, so what I got here is, since there's only internet, podcasters and stuff that are still talking about this assassination attempt. So we're going to talk about it some more as well. We covered a good deal of it when we started to. We even had specials
Absolutely.
on the network about it. So let's just take a listen to CBS News, The Weekender. All right. Just trying to hear their view about it. B, you follow?
Sure.
Yeah.
We're learning new details about the attempted assassination of Trump last month. Louisiana Congressman Clay Higgins released a preliminary report detailing the shooting and the initial response by authorities in the area. It concluded there were 10 total shots fired on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. 8 of those shots were fired by the shooter, Thomas Crooks, and have since been recovered by the FBI. The 9th shot, according to the report, was fired by a local Butler SWAT operator and hit Crooks' gun, likely saving multiple lives that day. That's because that shot delayed the shooter long enough for Secret Service snipers to take a cleaner shot. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott McFarland joins us from the White House. Scott, what more are we learning from this just incredible new information?
This unprecedented, unmitigated failure on July.
So, B.
Yes.
So now there is a third. So there was another
A
sniper.
third source dealing lead.
There was another sniper. I thought they said the local didn't have any snipers up there.
What we got? We got a vigilante? What is this?
No, what I'm saying, B, is it was local officer that took the 9th shot and shot basically the gun maybe almost out of the kid's hand.
Are you sure that's what they said? It was a local officer that did that?
Well, they didn't say it was Secret Service.
I don't believe
Let's take a listen.
Wind it back. Let's hear it again.
This unprecedented, unmitigated failure on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania has given rise to a whole series of investigations, Lindsay. The Secret Service has one, the FBI has one, the Inspector General of the Department of Homeland Security has one.
Correspondent Scott McFarland joins us from the CBS News congressional correspondent. Long enough for Secret Service snipers to take a cleaner shot. CBS News congressional. That shot delayed the shooter lost gun, likely saving multiple lives that day. That's because that shot delayed the shooter in Butler, Pennsylvania. 8 of those shots were fired by the shooter, Thomas Crooks, and have since been recovered by the FBI. The 9th shot, according to the report, was fired by a local Butler SWAT operator and hit
by a local Butler SWAT operator.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? It was fucking the local sheriff or the local police department SWAT sniper.
Okay, all right. Because I'm
how you getting lost?
I'm forgetting that the name of the town was Butler.
Right, okay. right, exactly. So, but in the beginning, they didn't have any snipers out there.
Right.
Local law enforcement. Okay, so there was another sniper out there.
Yeah, from
the
local law enforcement. So again, another lie.
So if communications were that bad, Secret Service snipers didn't see that local sniper over there?
They had to. Somebody had to know something. I mean, if this guy fired a shot at the assailant's gun, and it hit the gun, there would be massive damage to that gun. There would be.
Well, yeah, of course there would be. But I haven't seen a picture of it. I didn't see a picture of the gun. There's no picture of the gun or what the gun looked like, as far as I know. Okay.
Yep.
If somebody has something out there, email it to the show, ffnnetwork9@gmail.com. So again, this is what I'm trying to explain. And anybody, give us a call, 508-974-4231. Discuss it with B and I. Also, put a comment in. What I'm saying is that in the beginning, all up until I heard about this, which this is like a week old, up until I heard about this, there was no other shooters out there. Local law enforcement's job was to just walk around the perimeter.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they didn't really have communication, or did they have communication? According to the Secret Service chief at the time, before she resigned, she said that there is a Secret Service officer in each department of the local area because of communication like that, you know? So in other words, B, you're the captain, you're in charge of local right now, right? You got an officer that calls and says, hey, I see a guy with a ladder trying to climb up on a roof. That person gets that message, looks at the Secret Service person and says the same thing. Secret Service person says the same thing now to their group, right? Okay. So there's communication breakdown.
Yep.
Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
That's what they said.
Absolutely.
That's what they said, right? But now all of a sudden, there's a third sniper, local. How come it took so long for them to find out that that local sniper was up there? You know what I mean? Even now, like I said, this is a week old.
Know the truth.
This is a week old, and you know what it is? And I think it's because of today's technology, B. You know, and they're like, man, somebody is gonna have fucking, you know, a video or a cell phone picture or something of this other sniper, you know, where I don't know where he or she was positioned. Everybody always says the water tower is where the Secret Service should have been. I agree with that 100%. It was the highest point in the area. So, you know,
if someone was up on the water tower, there's no possible way that they could have fired a bullet and hit the rifle, not the shooter, not from that angle. It's impossible.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about a Secret Service sniper being up on the water tower, not the shooter.
Well, still, okay, I understand that. If a Secret Service, where was the water tower? Behind the building that the shooter was on.
Yeah, but it overlooked. The
shooter
The only way they wouldn't have seen that shooter is if he pushed his body all the way up to that little lip of the roof.
What I'm saying is, in the prone position, laying down, the shooter being right-handed as he was, would have the rifle here and the right arm out like this. His body, if someone's behind them laying down, would be obstructing the view of the rifle itself. You could not fire a bullet,
I'm not talking,
hop over the body, and then strike the gun.
B, I'm not talking about
whoever would be on that water tower. So
I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about the shooter who shot the gun first. B, I'm talking about Secret Service sniper. They're the ones who ended his life. B.
Yes,
okay?
Yes.
They shot him in the neck.
I'm talking about the one that they're saying shot the gun.
Right. No, and don't forget, we're talking hypotheticals here, B. They didn't think about putting anybody up on the water tower, which again was, you could see everything from there. Anyhow,
that made too much sense. I'm trying to figure out from where a shooter would have fired a round of ammunition that would strike the rifle that he was using, and it would have to have been
the local sniper.
I'm sorry.
It had to be the local sniper in front of him.
Yeah, but where would
the sniper had to be in front of the shooter?
No, not in front. On the side.
Sure.
On the side.
Okay. Well, we'll say to the left a little bit if he's facing him front.
Because if he was faced front, the Secret Service was already faced front of where that
even side, but he's still going to be on the left side. B, doesn't matter if he's straight at him or he's all the way to the left. He still has that shot to the gun.
On the right side, not the left side.
Why? You said the shooter's right-handed.
Yeah, if the shooter is
right-handed, he's like this. B.
Right.
So him moving to the left,
So
he has a better shot at the game.
his left side would be blocking the gun. The gun would be
I disagree.
available on the right hand side.
Right. I disagree, B.
Okay, well.
Ann
Agree to disagree.
Ann says it was all planned. They, the Secret Service, knew and made sure to kill the kid so he couldn't talk. Exactly, and I agree with that 150%. It didn't matter. Okay, I said if you want to go back a couple of episodes, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, I would go 4 back. I said on The Way We See It that somehow, some way, they found a way to get in this kid's head, right? And told him, look, do you hate Trump? The kid was already radicalized about hating Trump, whatever the situation may be. And they say, look, you want to do this? Don't worry. You do it, we'll make you disappear, blah, blah, blah. They fill this kid's head with a bunch of shit, right? In the meantime, they already know they're taking him out. And the only one who knows what's going on is the Secret Service and this kid. FBI don't know.
And the DNC.
Don't know. And the DNC.
Yeah.
Okay, and the DNC. And they plan it that way. And okay, the kid starts shooting. They were killing him anyways, just like Ann said, because they don't want him talking. Just like they killed Lee Harvey Oswald. So, but that's for another show.
Question.
Yeah.
Were the Obamas involved? Were the Clintons involved?
No, I don't think none of them were.
Really?
No.
I mean, an inexplicable dead chef on
This came from.
How many dead people that were connected to the Clintons?
No, this came from fucking like black ops, black shit, CIA. Same thing with Kennedy. They wanted to kill him. Why? They're so afraid of this man, B. Why are they so afraid of this man? He just,
because he'll do what's right.
Right. That's what I mean. But he's not a life politician. That's why. Look what Kennedy wanted to do. I fully believe. Sorry, B. I fully believe that they killed Kennedy because Kennedy said that he was gonna tear the CIA into a million pieces. He was gonna rip it up. It was no longer gonna exist. They couldn't have that, B. They couldn't have that.
Of course not.
So, he didn't want to give them the Vietnam War, which they wanted so badly. They ended up getting it with the puppet, Lyndon B. Johnson, LBJ. Right?
Yeah.
He won't play their game. Their games. Nope. Exactly, and she knows.
Yeah.
They're not gonna, he doesn't play their game. Man, they all love
Annie. Your stuff.
90s, early 2000s. They love this guy. You know what I mean? Oprah Winfrey, all of them taking pictures with him at parties with him. Rappers, mentioned his name in some of their songs, and everybody wanted to be him. Now he's the freaking devil. Now he's the devil.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Let's listen to some more of this video.
Go ahead.
The 9th shot, according to the report, was fired by a local Butler SWAT operator and hit Crook's gun, likely saving multiple lives that day. That's because that shot delayed the shooter long enough for Secret Service snipers to take a cleaner shot. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott McFarland joins us from the White House. Scott, what more are we learning from this just incredible new information?
This unprecedented, unmitigated failure on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania has given rise to a whole series of investigations, Lindsay. The Secret Service has one, the FBI has one, the Inspector General of the Department of Homeland Security has one. And in recent days, the U.S. House stood up and started a task force to investigate the failures and the assassination attempt. Clay Higgins of Louisiana is one member of that panel. He's not the chairman, but he's a Republican member of the panel who was on the ground doing his own research after the shooting. In his report, not the task force's report, but his report, he argues what he's found is that there was a ninth bullet and a 10th.
That's not us, ladies and gentlemen. That's the CBS News, just for the record.
Bullet fired July 13th. The first 8 by the gunman, the other 2 likely by law enforcement. He's saying his findings.
Now he's saying might be by law enforcement. Did I hear him correctly? He said might be.
That's what it sounded like he said.
What the fuck does that mean, might be? What does that mean?
The first 8 by the gunman, the other 2 likely by law enforcement. He's saying his.
He just said the other 2 might be by law enforcement.
Was it might be or likely? Either or, it's the same thing.
Okay. No,
Either or, it's the same thing, but.
Okay, hold on.
Is that there was a 9th bullet and a 10th bullet fired July 13th. The first 8 by the gunman, the other 2 likely by law enforcement.
Likely by law enforcement.
Right.
Now that you say likely, I can hear likely better.
Yeah,
anybody in the comment? Let us
it's
know.
still the same as might be or likely or not definitely.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's either or. It's like it was from law enforcement or it wasn't. Not likely, you know?
Right.
He's saying his findings are that a local sniper, a local police sniper, fired the first of those 2 police shots, either slowing or stopping the gunman, and the Secret Service sniper fired the 10th and final shot. Law enforcement agencies contacted by CBS News have not confirmed this finding by Clay Higgins, but it does underscore the breadth and scope and now volume of investigations underway into this historic attack.
We know that the public is thirsty for details. What do we know about why Representative Higgins would want to release this?
Yeah, he's on this task force. He is one of about a dozen members, all of whom have been part of this investigation or who have read about this investigation. In his case, he was in Butler, one of the members of Congress who visited the site to do their own review. Clay Higgins is, to put it charitably, not a shrinking violet. He says what he says. He says it quite frequently into cameras, into microphones, or in this case, through the issuing of a public report. We've reached out to the chairman of the task force. Mike Kelly of Pennsylvania is a Republican who represents Butler. No response from him as Friday night concluded. But I'll tell you this, the House committee on this has got to move quickly. They have a final report due by December. So no surprise, we're hearing parts of their probe already.
CBS News has learned about the Secret Service's new plan to protect Trump during outdoor rallies. What can you tell us?
Some bulletproof glass will be used to surround the podiums or the stages at future outdoor rallies for Donald Trump. That's not always an accommodation made for all protectees, but law enforcement sources tell CBS News it'll be made for Donald Trump before November, as there are all these open questions about the failures at the last open-air rally. And Lindsay, Trump has said in so many words he plans on having more of those rallies before November, potentially including one back in Butler.
I believe to address your issue with the sound, were you talking about that hissing you were hearing in the background?
Yeah, I didn't know.
What you were hearing were the cicadas in the trees.
Yes, yes.
There really isn't anything you can do about that.
Yeah, but that was in Washington.
Yes,
tons of cicadas there.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of parasites down there.
Jesus criminies. Wouldn't that be funny if they were all up in the trees?
Well, yeah. Well, those apes ought to be.
I don't know, B. I gotta tell you.
Well, you know what you call a group of orangutans or a group of apes is a Congress.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, give us a call at 508-974-4231. you want to discuss this with me. I got, we got some really, really, really good stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. Okay. And when we come back, we're going to have some more. Hold on a second. I apologize. The video's coming on in my ear. You can't hear it, but I can. When we come back, we're going to do a little bit of Sky News. Leftists lose it.
Oh, my word.
It's a bit that Sky News does, and it's called Leftists Lose It. I enjoy it. I think it's funny as shit. So
we'll get a look.
When we come back, we're going to play some of that. So stick around for more of The Way We See It, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the FFN Network. We'll be right back in about 4.
Well, I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be a perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you, with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
It's time for Lefties Losing It. And in a few minutes, I'm going to bring you footage of some truly deplorable souls, hateful far-left agitators who want to see their fellow Americans, including Donald Trump, dead. But before that, let's look at their preferred candidate. You know, one thing you can say about Kamala Harris is that despite her far-left belief system, she's willing to say just about anything to get ahead. 1 minute, she's the defund the police BLM bail money raiser, and the next she's presenting herself as the tough prosecutor that criminals fear. But perhaps her biggest backflip in recent years is going from an open border radical who defended those who pay human traffickers to enter America illegally to, well, you'll see.
A mother who pays a coyote to transport her child through their country of origin, through the entire country of Mexico, facing unknown peril to come here. Why would that mother do that? I will tell you. Because she has decided for that child to remain where they are is worse. But what does Donald Trump do? He says, go back to where you came from. That is not reflective of our America and our values, and it's got to end.
To be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border, do not come. Do not come. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back.
Oh, they did come, Kamala. They came and they weren't turned back. 18 million entered illegally. Well done, Border Czar. Well, that transformation was from 2020 to 2021. Not bad, but she has some ways to go to beat President Biden's latest backflip. Watch what he said 10 days ago compared to his address to the nation earlier today.
What's Joe Biden going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? Here's my answer. I am running and we're going to win. I'm not going to change that. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation.
That's their idea of democracy, folks, invalidating 14 million votes and just installing a new candidate at the last minute. And what a candidate she is, a far-left ideologue who fans the flames of racial division, who raised bail money for BLM thugs, some of whom went on to commit more heinous crimes, including murder. And she wanted to reimagine public safety.
Let's talk about America's failure when it comes to understanding how you create safe communities. And by that I mean this. It is outdated, it is wrong-headed thinking to think that the only way you're going to get communities to be safe is to put more police officers on the street.
No.
What we have to
That's
do,
not gonna work.
and what we
Outdated.
will do, is reimagine public safety.
Oh yes, Harris is a radically far left, openly speaking out against equality in favour of equity, you know, that word favoured by Marxists, where we don't strive for equality of opportunity, but try to manufacture equality of outcome, also known as communism.
Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place. And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand some people need more. So we all end up in the same place.
Here is President Trump talking about Kamala Harris. That is before she was installed as the presidential candidate. And he talks about her, the way she speaks and her obsession with buses.
She speaks in rhyme. It's weird. It's weird. But she has bad moments. And
in rhyme?
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here and then the bus will go there because that's what buses do. And it's weird. The whole thing is weird. This is not a president of the United States future.
Who doesn't love a yellow school bus, right? Can you raise your hand if you love a yellow school bus, right? The bus has Wi-Fi and even USB outlets next to every seat. I mean, come on, imagine. You can charge your phone on your way home from work. That's good stuff.
She really does love buses,
Wow.
but the Democrats have selected a woman who has long been considered to have among the most far-left voting records in the Senate, something she was asked about a while back and she struggled to give a coherent answer.
You're very different in the policies that you've supported in the past. You're considered the most liberal United States senator.
Somebody said that, and it actually was Mike Pence on the debate stage. But
yeah, well, actually, the nonpartisan GovTrack has rated you as the most liberal senator. You supported the Green New Deal. You supported Medicare for all.
Deer in the headlights there. Now, you know the Democrats love talking about unity and bring the country together as they fan the flames of racial divisions and defame half the country as extremists and try to throw their political opponents in jail. And that hate and vitriol, that spreads. Have a look at these hate-filled Americans. Calling them lefties losing, it seems an understatement.
Get off this overpass, you racist. Your kind is not allowed up here. You come up here all the time. No one stands with you, you racist. What are you gonna do with this video?
You are 100% evil. You are 100% You are 100% terrorist traitors to this country, just like him. And God damn you to burn in hell down. You
Wow.
will burn in hell. I'm sorry that the guy was an inch off.
That's pretty much what political debate in America has become.
Wow. 300 guns tonight last night.
So Donald Trump was recently shot at one of his rallies. How do you feel about that?
I wish he would have gotten shot in the forehead.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's basically like teaching our country like what communism is like, so.
So you wish death upon someone?
Him.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately. I hate to say that because I don't have hatred in my soul at all.
Yeah, she has no hate in her soul except for like wanting Trump
Yeah.
to be assassinated and condemning at least half the country. And she's not alone. These divorce from reality clowns are everywhere and sadly they do vote. Watch this woman who was aghast to learn that Trump supporters are doctors. She's shocked. She's shook.
I was watching interviews from what happened in Pennsylvania a couple days ago, and I saw an interview with an ER doctor who was trying to render aid to the man who was unalived during the rally. And I could not get over this fact.
Unalived?
That there was an ER doctor wearing a MAGA hat and a Trump shirt. This is a guy working in any ER across the country that we would need to trust our daughters and granddaughters to if they were harmed. Someone who would need to give aid to someone who is gay, an immigrant, someone who is trans. And I was mortified thinking about that. Horrified. This guy's not just, your run-of-the-mill Republican. He's a rabid Trump supporter. MAGA hat. It's really scary.
Listen to
You're
this.
the scary one, lady.
Yeah.
Scary that someone can be that unrelentingly stupid.
Exactly.
Now, let's check in with some more Kamala fans, those who can be counted on to vote for
Unrelentingly
her
stupid,
because she's doing such a great job. Just don't ask any of them for any sort of detail or to, I don't know, name a single successful policy.
What do you think of her? Is she doing a good job in office?
Yeah, I think so. I really like her. Great representation. I feel like definitely it's amazing to have a woman vice president.
Pretty solid job.
I really do agree with a lot of the policies she's been putting out, and I think she's a great vice president.
What policies specifically do you agree with?
Can you tell me some? Maybe I don't know what her policies are.
Felony
Can
stupid
you name any
going
specific
on here.
accomplishments that you're super proud of?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of many of them.
I can't really, to be totally honest. What I really like is that she does kind of give the nation a positive face, being the first woman president.
No,
Wow.
not any specific ones particularly, no. So then what do you like about her?
So they're willing to vote for her, B, just on a stupid shit that they're saying.
No, not just on that. Also, again, voting to set a precedent, not seat a president.
Right. First, well, because they think she's black, you know?
Again,
You know what I mean?
I don't care what color
Ann
a person
says-
is.
Ann
I
says
don't
she-
care what they scratch themselves with, or who they dance with, or whatever else. It has nothing to do with that. It's whether or not they can do the damn job. And these people just don't seem to get it.
I'm sorry. He gets triggered like that, man. You know, he's got a point that he's pissed off about. But let's listen to some more madness, B. You're going to be okay?
And Ann's right. They're sheep. They are sheep.
Absolutely. Okay.
Just I think she's doing a good job.
What specifically do you like about her?
Oh, mine. And that was before she was the nominee. Imagine what their level of devotion is now that the majority of the media has become a full-blown North Korean-style propaganda machine, trying to rebrand Harris as the great savior. Of course, some are also shedding tears for Joe Biden's sad demise. This next dude is really taking the news very badly.
Oh, my God.
He's dropped out!
That right there.
What did he say?
I'm not worried about it. We'll back it up in a minute, right? But listen to me. Listen to me. That right there, okay, was the state of mind that the CIA, okay, found in the kid that they got to shoot at Trump. You understand? They found a kid just like this, okay, and convinced them to do this, do that. Don't worry. We'll protect you. In the meantime, they were fucking killing this kid no matter what. Okay? No matter what. Let's watch some more of this madness. That's scary right there, B.
Yeah.
Okay?
No,
this is
not scary. This is the truth. This is the truth of what our children have become.
Right.
And why?
I
Why?
could give it-
Because they're being indoctrinated with it in the damn school systems by what? By the left-wing liberal teachers unions.
Yep. You're absolutely right, B. I agree with that. All right, let's listen. Here we go.
Savior. Of course, some are also shedding tears for Joe Biden's sad demise. This next dude is really taking the news very badly.
Hey, B, we got a caller, man.
Let's get to it.
Hey, caller, you're on the air with The Way We See It with Blaze Man and Mr. B on the FFN network. Where you calling from?
This is Annie. How are you guys? And B, I agree with you. This stuff is
Oh,
nuts.
right. We got Annie now.
I'm getting as angry as you are, B. Honest to God, I can't get over how stupid people are. The way that person that's on the screen right now is acting. I have a friend that's a Democrat that wanted Hillary Clinton to win so bad that when she lost to Trump, she did that right in front of my eyes because I was at her house and I said, oh my God, thank God Trump won. And she had a nervous breakdown. I mean, she went.
I know. Hey, my sister did too. My sister did too. Did you guys stop talking?
Well, I told her, I said, do not talk politics to me.
Right.
Her and I had been friends for years and years and years. But I found out one thing about this friend that I had known since high school is that I was always her friend when she needed me to drive 2.5 hours and fix something at her house, like her screens or help her clean. I was always her friend when we had a hurricane come through in Florida and she was scared to death. And I said, come to my house, that you'll be safe. She was always my friend in those situations. But when she called me one time and said, I've got to leave, my son's gone nuts, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, I could use the help. If you want to be my roommate, you can share my lot rent where I am now, and it'd be great. But I need you here by December. I need to know you're coming so I can figure out just what I'm going to do. So all of a sudden, I don't hear from her. 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 I call her. I leave text messages. Nothing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if their son flipped out and killed her. I don't know anything. Finally, in September, she calls me and says, hi, I'm on my way. And I'm like, you're on your way where? And she goes, well, I'm coming to see you. I said, this isn't December. She goes, well, I know, but I went to see a cousin I had never met, and then I decided to stay there for a while. And I said, and you never thought to call me and tell me? And she goes, no, I had other stuff. And I said, well, I'm telling you right now, don't come here. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't want you. I am so over putting myself out, getting things ready for you, and then worrying about you, only to hear you say, oh, yeah, but you know what? I had a better idea. It's like, go cry for Hillary some more. I'm done. I'm just done.
No, and you know what? I agree with you 100%, Ann. And anybody that doesn't, they got a screw loose. I mean, you're right.
She doesn't understand. She sent me text since then, like a small mini book. I just can't understand why I would feel that way. I mean, when I went over there and fixed these big screens that got blown out and ripped, I did this whole porch area, bought the screening, bought the screening, did the work myself. It came out awesome. I was so proud of myself. I had done the same thing to our porch in Port Charlotte, so I was like, I can do this. But she never paid me back.
Wow.
She never paid me back. 2.5 hours out of my way, 4 different times to get this work done, and then to turn around and go back home. I think I spent the night one night on the couch that was so uncomfortable. I said, no, I'm driving home. Like, I need to be home for my dog and my cat. This is
If that isn't the signature of a Democrat, nothing is. My God.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, my daughter and I have agreed
that
not
was
to
tough,
talk.
man.
It was tough, but it's true. My daughter and I have agreed not to talk about our political things, but she's seen posts that I've put on Facebook, and she's gotten really upset with me because I've drank Trump's Kool-Aid, is the way she put it.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But I do know I was much better off then than I am now. I have no savings account anymore. B knows that 2 weeks ago on my first day going to work, some idiot ran me off the road, blew a tire, cost me $410 because I had to replace 2 tires. The one that blew wasn't as bad as the one that didn't blow. And now, because of that, hitting that curb and blowing that tire, I go to the store last night and I have no brakes.
Oh, terrific.
Goodness.
Yeah. So I can't drive to work Thursday, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get to work, and I have no savings. And now my checking account is overdrawn because of the $410.
Oh, dear God.
If I hear from Biden one more time or Kamala, what they're going to do for these immigrants and how they're helping people, I swear to God, I'm going to throw up.
Right.
Yeah. They're helping them. They're going to help them to death.
Yeah, we agree with you. I agree with you, Ann. Okay, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I agree with your opinion, Ann.
Yeah, I mean, it's just terrible. All these immigrants come in, and then you have elderly people, and I'm not really elderly, but I am because I'm 66 years old. I get my Social Security from my husband.
Retirement age.
Exactly. Now, why aren't they helping? Why, instead of helping these immigrants, why aren't they helping these 80-something-year-old people in this park that are barely making ends meet on Social Security because they never worked a job where they were lucky enough to get a retirement?
You'd be surprised.
They're not helping. They're not helping those people. They're saying, "Oh, we're going to help you pay your first mortgage." After that,
right.
After that, nobody helped me pay my first mortgage, or my kids, or my grandkids get to school and get to college. No government helped do that. That was hard work and determination, like every other friggin' normal person.
That's what Democrats are about. Big government.
Oh, yeah, it's all about the handout.
Democrats are about big government. Welfare was not intended, for the way that it has become. It was not intended for that at all.
No, well, I can tell you, when my son was born in 1979 and I had left my first husband, Mike was only a couple weeks old, and I went and asked for government assistance. By the time Mike was 3.5 months old, I had gotten a really nice job, and I went to get off of the help. They about told me I was stupid. Why are you doing that? You need to stay on this. And I'm like, no, I've got a job now. I can support my son. I don't need to stay on government. I don't want government assistance.
Right.
But they talk you into staying on it.
Yeah.
And I would have, I was pretty naive.
If a lot of people would have did what you did, Ann, then they couldn't create the program. The program would get back to the White House and the Democrats in charge and say, "Hey, look, this program just isn't working. People are going to work."
Well, exactly, because that's how we were brought up. If you want something, you work for it.
Right.
Thank God I've just gotten this new job as a cashier at a store I used to work at before, because I don't know what I do. I mean, right now I'm drinking black coffee because I can't even go buy a gallon of milk because I don't have my checking account's done. I don't have the money, and I can't do any more overdraft fees, even though I have overdraft protection.
Yeah, but that's probably another $35 per whack, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm overdrawn supposedly by $500.
Yeah.
But my overdraft fees total overdraft fees. Listen to this guy. Totaled to $315. So really, how much am I overdraft? How much am I?
$815.
Well, no. That's what you would think, right?
Yeah.
But with their fees, it's $500. So that means it's only $200 and something over. But they charge $315 in overdraft fees that put me at that $500 mark.
Oh my God.
I would be down at the bank and talking with the branch manager.
Hey,
that is,
what?
I mean, not even the mafia charges interest like that.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of people don't read after the second page, man. You just don't read after the second page.
And my plan was to go to the bank today. But like I said, when I went to go to the store last night to buy a pack of cigarettes because I counted out $5 and dimes, I had no break. So I had to call. And do you know what they were nice enough to do for me, guys? They took off $70.
Really?
Wow.
$70.
What's the name of the What's the name of the garage?
It's the wonderful. No, it's Wells Fargo Bank that's done this to me.
Okay, what branch is that? What branch is that?
In Sarasota.
Okay. And who took the $70 off the car?
No, they took $70 off the overdraft fees of $315.
Oh, wow. But you still had to pay almost
I
close to
still-
what
but
you
I-
withdraw.
But when I get my paycheck Friday for 19 hours, I won't see a dime of it because it's going to go to the overdraft fee. And and then on the 29th, when I get my husband's retirement pay, out of that $1,200 or $1,300, the rest will come out, and then I have $1,000 lease payment that I have to make out of that.
Good God.
So I'm not going to have another dime coming in until the second week of September.
Good Lord.
That's insane.
I know. It's like
You probably make $15 over, so you can't get any other freaking programs, right? So
No, I make $12.50 an hour. It hasn't gone up to $15 an hour here. It's every company and store that I've worked for said they've got till 2026 to make the minimum wage $15 an hour.
Right. And what do you do, if you don't mind?
I'm a cashier at Dollar Tree.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Why don't you look into home assistance?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got so much to look into. Right now, I'm just disgusted. And today's the first day in probably since I was 17 that I haven't had a cigarette all day. So I'm like pretty upset about everything.
Oh my goodness. And you make more and more sense. There's probably tons of people that are watching right now, and probably half of them can relate, because I can relate to some of the things that you're saying too, hon. Trust me when I tell you that.
And when it's 95 degrees out and the humidity is making it feel like 105, the thought of walking a mile and a half to a store is just not. It just doesn't
feasible.
Make any sense.
Yeah.
And can I ask you a question?
Sure, hon.
Are you there?
Yes, absolutely.
Your late husband, was your late husband a veteran?
No, he never went in the service. He was the only son in a family, so he never got drafted.
The Sullivan Law would have taken precedent over that. All right. The reason why I ask is tomorrow night I have someone who's going to be on the show who is a veterans agent, and he helps out anybody who deals with veterans and so forth. And he was telling me that one of the most difficult things to happen is for a widow to get any kind of veterans benefits help, and he helps a lot of people with that. I was going to offer
it absolutely is. When my husband passed away, he had only been collecting Social Security for about a year, and the minute he was gone, he was supposed to have gotten his Social Security check the next day. Well, it never got deposited in the bank, so I called Social Security and I said, my husband passed away, but I know I'm entitled. She goes, no. We saw it in the paper that we have somebody that reads the obituaries, and you can't get his Social Security till you turn 60.
Right.
And then the state of New Hampshire, who his retirement payment came through, they shut it off, even though they knew I was the beneficiary. And I never got. He passed away in October. So all of October, November, December, I never got his retirement until the end of December, and then I had to claim it on my taxes as if I had had it for those other 3 months.
Oh dear God!
So I know what it's like to be like, oh my God, now what am I going to do? So, but this is just, and I have nobody to blame, but myself and the government we have right now, because the cost of groceries and the cost of everything is just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I used to go shopping and spend $50. Now I spend $125 for the exact same stuff.
And they're telling you how good it is and how inflation is being taken
Well,
care
that's
of.
what the Democrats are trying to shove down everybody's throat.
Well, right. I know. Aren't you happy with Bidenomics? No, I am not.
No.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for letting me vent.
Absolutely, Ann. Anytime. That's go ahead.
Keep up the good work, you guys. I like the show.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you so
Ann.
much,
We
Ann.
appreciate you. We very much appreciate you. All right. So that was Ann from Florida. I call her Ann, the super fan. And she is from Florida. And boy, did she have to vent tonight, huh, B?
Absolutely. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, what if you're the people who are watching, this is what's happening in America.
Yes.
This is what's going on and what you've heard and what you're talking about. This is what the Biden administration has done to Americans. They don't give a fiddler's fuck
with the
about
Harris
the elderly. They don't give a fiddler's fuck about the handicapped or anything else. It's all a bunch of whitewash.
Right.
And yes, I said whitewash. You know, like I said the word white, tough shit. That's it.
Right.
This is America. This is what has happened in America. And it is shameful.
Right. And they're crazy as fuck, too. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, she was the nominee. Imagine what their level of devotion is now that the majority of the media has become a full-blown North Korean-style propaganda machine, trying to rebrand Harris as the great saviour. Of course, some are also shedding tears for Joe Biden's sad demise. This next dude is really taking the news very badly.
He dropped out!
Oh my God.
He dropped out!
He dropped out. He dropped out. Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, please!
What the?
And the nail polish, too. I love that. Yeah. It's great. Great color. Great color for you.
We need to
I don't care about that, B, to be honest with you.
Please.
There's something wrong
He
up
was
here.
for Gen Z's first president.
Okay, I'm starting to have doubts about that one. Where are the tears? There is a lot of wild emoting, but I can't see any tears there.
Yeah.
Is this man's video some sort of a parody act, or is this Biden-loving rage genuine?
What's up, Doc?
I still didn't see any tears. No. We're all going to miss Joe Biden, though. He gave amazing content, particularly for this segment. So many lies, so many incoherent speeches. But Kamala Harris has her own unique way of sounding utterly inept, so much so that the Babylon Bee did this brilliant sketch about it.
Hi, I'm Oliver Bartholomew, and I'm 16 and a half years old, and I'm the speechwriter for Kamala Harris. Every politics person has a writer, like me, to make good words for them to say.
Space is exciting. Space, it affects us all. And it connects us all.
I can't take all the credit, though. Me and Mr. Kamala are a team.
You know, like relay racing? You know, you race and someone passes the baton and then, right?
But she kind of is crazy or something. And she kind of scares me. And you can't fake that kind of performance.
Remember Venn diagrams, those 3 circles? Right. And then let's just see where they overlap. I did inhale. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
You're either born with it or you're either not.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
Oh, we love the Babylon Bee. Now, let's talk about...
That's why I love it. I put a comment up on this, and also I'm trying to get a hold of the email there, and really talk to the company and say, look, I love the show, Leftist Losing It. Is it okay if I continue to broadcast it on the FFN network? Shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that program. And it's it's just funny as crapola. That's all I got to say there. It's funny. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, right, we're going to give you about 5 minutes of the DNC.
Washington, how do you cast your vote?
From the amber waves of grain and verdant origins of eastern Washington to the iconic waters of the Salish, Washington stands proud as a part of the Blue Wolves. I, the first South Asian woman leading a state party, am honored to pledge 9 votes present and a lucky 101 votes for Vice President Kamala Davy Harris.
I told you the count was tonight, B.
The hell do I care? It's all.
Yeah, I know. It's already in the bag.
It's
Just like give a call. Be like,
West Virginia, how do you cast your vote?
My name is Jean Evansmore, and I'm 83 years old. And as such, I am the oldest of the delegates in West Virginia. Most 83-year-olds that I know are spending time with their grandchildren or traveling. But I'm here, suited up and ready to battle. Because I will not, I repeat, I will not let everything I've fought for be taken away by Donald Trump.
oh dear God. Here's the hippie.
My name is Catherine Prather.
Good day, Annie.
I am
Good to see you.
18 years old, and I am the youngest delegate from West Virginia. I'm suited up and ready for battle because I will not let my freedoms and my future be taken away by Donald Trump.
All right, you know what?
Oh shit.
It's time to go clean the toothbrush, folks.
Yeah, it is, B. It is. Thank you, Annie. Thank you for the phone call. All of that stuff like that. And I like to thank you, everybody out there. I like to thank all the new tune-ins tonight from X. It's always a pleasure to see you guys joining the way we see it. Like and share the network. Tamara B, tell everybody about your show.
We've got our regular program. Last night we had a special going, but if you missed it, you can still find it. But we've got our regular program tomorrow is going to be all about what's going on with veterans services. We have a gentleman who is a veterans assistance agent, and he's going to tell us exactly what things are like for people who are seeking veteran services, especially not only just the veterans, but their widows, their children who are seeking veteran service that are entitled to these services, and how hard it is to actually get anything out of the VA. So that all having been said, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Politicking with Mr. B, here on the FFN network, which is also on Facebook, X, Twitch, Twitter, Twing, Cloud, whatever it is, whatever the things are. Yeah. If it's out there, we're on like 13 or 15 different platforms. You should be able to find us.
Yeah, we're on 13 tonight, but we're capable of running up to 15. With that being said, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, very much for continuing to watch and support the FFN network. And for all of you folks that are watching us on Mr. B's channels, we appreciate you more than you know. B tells us he's got a pretty decent following going on there with his page. For some reason, I can't see the numbers, so that's weird to me as well. But with that being said, peace and love to each and one of you out there. Don't forget to watch Politicking with Mr. B tomorrow from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on the FFN network. Like he said, he's got a great show for you all. Don't forget, don't miss it.
Pick up the phone and call me.
That's right. Give him a buzz, 508-974-4231. That number is always scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And again, thank you for tuning in to the FFN network. We will catch you next Tuesday right here on The Way We See It.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
You have just watched an FFN Network production.